Hello everybody, this is Ben Stiles and Nick Maynard bringing you the first round from No Bogeys at Boyd Pond out in Aiken, South Carolina. This is going to be the first round where Nick and I are actually playing together. So we're going to be starting off on hole 1, which is a 245-foot par 3. It plays slightly uphill, and there's a couple trees you have to try to beat right up next to the green. We've got HT Warren with the tee pad here taking the first drive.
Yeah, it's a really fun hole. It seems like it plays longer than what it's listed for.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying they were taking fairways here instead of a mid, even though it is a short hole. Just try to make sure you get that push left so that you can get up to the green.
Yeah, anywhere on the front banks should be a good shot.
Yeah, anywhere you can get a good putt. And there I just split those 2 trees up there that you got to beat, and then that puts you right on the green. Makes it an easy putt from there. What are you throwing here, Nick?
That was a EMAC Truth, a little low.
A little low. Yeah, that's the only thing is if you leave it low, there's a lot of sand short, so it's hard to get that skip up the hill, especially if you're throwing that mid. Good little safe approach.
This is for a birdie, right?
Yeah, this will be for my birdie putt. My only good drive on this hole this weekend. I struggled here second round, but we'll see that later.
Couple tap ins for par right here.
Yeah. It's a good little touch. Good par putt, Nick. Tell us about hole 2.
Hole 2 is a really kind of a tough hole. You got a split fairway, you got an outside line and an inside line. It's pretty tight up the inside. You got to navigate the tight tunnel shot and make sure you don't hit a tree like I did right there.
Yeah, if you're taking that right gap, you have to really push it far to the right hand side and just barely clear the one corner tree and just make sure you get enough fade to come back. And I straightened mine out a little bit, way too much, and put me down to that left fairway, but I should be able to approach the basket from there.
HT right here is going to show you the outside line. It's a little more open over there, but you got to get a good skip, and then that line of trees actually separates the basket from the fairway, so it's a pretty tough putt. And I tried a roller right there that just bounced and didn't do anything well.
So that left-hand side, if you don't get over there, it gives you a tough little wall of trees you have to throw through. But just putting it up there where I can save my par and move on. Just cage that one out.
Right off the top.
Oh, man. HT coming back for his 2. He makes good on that one. That's a great putt.
Yeah, that's a good birdie. I would imagine not many people took a 2 here throughout the rounds.
Very difficult hole. Even though it's very short, it plays really hard. It's Connor tapping in his par. So hole 3, 233 feet. We're playing to the B position on this one. This is a fun hole. It plays pretty uphill, kind of hard to tell in the video. There's a ditch just short of the basket that you're trying to get anywhere in that ditch. And oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong hole altogether. So this is the one that plays over this hill and back down the hill.
Yeah, this one you just want to get a good clean tee shot, avoid any trees, and you should have a look at the basket.
Don't do what I just did. Hit a tree, kick in the woods to the left.
A little deep. Throwing a justice right there, just trying to make it turn before those trees and put a little too much on it and call it a tree.
Yeah, so my drive left me over here far to the left side, so I just got to try to pitch around and give a little half run.
I really wanted that one. I thought I was going to make it. I was putting pretty well that day.
HT just coming up. And Connor did what you want to do. He put his drive down there by the basket. He threw a high-speed driver and got to spike instead of skip. And just put him in a position where he could tap in a nice little easy one. And this is the one I was trying to describe on the last hole. This is it's slightly uphill. There's a ditch in front of the basket. Anything up there towards that ditch where you can have a putt is exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, one thing you kind of want to avoid here is going long. The thicket behind the basket's pretty tough, and there's a lot of thorns out here.
Yeah, if you go long on this one, it's just brutal. Like, you could be 5 feet past the basket and have no way to take a putt at all. It can really be punishing. Bailing out left, bailing out right early is not really a problem because there's a trail that runs along there. See, I ended up long and right, and it was all I could do to get it approached back to the basket. There was Connor, 10 feet out. Nothing he could do to get to the basket.
Yeah, this is one you would really like to get a 2 on, but if you get out of position, it's a tough get.
Yeah, and you can see how buried HT is in there. Just, he wasn't 10 feet from the basket.
Somehow had a lane to make that birdie.
Yeah, great putt. Just cleaning up the pars here. Left that clip a little long.
Can he
get
make
a
it?
full view of the beverage putt.
There it
There
is.
we go. All right, let's clean those out.
This hole.
This hole. So it's short for a par 4. It is a very eagleable hole, but it's also a hole that is very easily bogeyed. So if you're throwing the backhand line, you want something that's going to turn over and go pretty far right and then still be stable enough to flex out at the end. Because if you end up in the woods to the left off one of those trees there in the middle of the fairway, you're absolutely going to get punished.
Yeah, clean tee shot is really key on this hole. Even just laying up to the base of the hill, which I think you're doing right there.
That's exactly what I did. I was just taking mid-range, putting it on a forehand, and just trying to get it back towards the turn up there just so I can approach the basket.
Yeah, anywhere in the middle, you're going to be able to have a shot up there to try to get easy birdie.
Yeah, this is a hole where 3 is super easy to get, 2 is very difficult, and the 4 is likely to happen a lot. So you just throwing a little approach shot. That looked like a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I think it was a little short, but we'll see.
HT throwing a forehand Anheuser around the corner. Same thing I had to do.
Did he throw a thumber there or a tomahawk?
He throws I believe he throws a thumber and a tomahawk both for his approaches. Just trying to get it land on the dome and just kind of skip it towards the basket.
Putt for a 3.
And make good on that one. Nice putt.
Got lucky on that one. HT for his 3.
Yeah. Me for my 3 and a slow fall.
Oh man, that was pretty brutal to watch.
That one hurt my feelings. That wasn't in slow-mo. That was actually how slowly that disc fell out of that basket.
Yeah, that was center change, just high up on. It went straight to the pole and bounced right back out.
So we're moving on to hole 6, 383, par 3.
Downhill.
Yeah, this one plays pretty downhill. Left of the basket, there's actually a little drop off down there, so anything that hits the ground and skips to the left could put you a really long way away from the basket, especially since the green kind of slopes downhill that way too.
And you got to miss those 2 trees right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw a forehand turnover here, and I get it turned over just a little bit too much, but it puts me down the fairway where I've got a decent look at the basket.
Yeah, I was in jail pretty much here, and I had a small gap out there to the right, threw a hyzer, and it skipped way down the hill.
Yeah, HT just throwing his approach forehand turnover shot just so he can get close to the basket. Anything out of position here, running this just becomes really scary because that drop off just kind of will carry you down, and there is OB back there if you go too long too.
That was a good bid right there.
Another forehand approach shot. You're going to see a lot of those in case you're counting. Wow, that was a great putt. See, Nick got that downhill skip down there from his approach, and it put him outside of 45, and he made good on that comebacker putt. That was a nice hit, Nick.
Yeah, thanks. That's one you definitely don't want to take more than a 3 on right there.
Definitely not.
Fun hole right here.
So this is hole 7, 280. Pretty much dead straight. There is OB to the left of the basket. The basket sits on a hill that slopes left to right. If you're throwing the forehand hyzer, you're going to be throwing it out over OB, trusting it, and trying to get it to spike in close to that hill. If you're throwing the backhand, you're going to throw it as straight as you can and try to just hit the front of that hill and get it to stop.
Yeah, as long as you finish right, you're going to be fine here.
Yeah.
Throwing a felon here. Just put it on a little flex line, make sure it comes back to the right, and leaves me a safe putt.
I'll give you a look at it. And then I'm taking the backhand line here with a buzz, trying to get to turn over just a little bit and hopefully hyzer into the hill, but I threw it a little bit too hard and just carried it right over top of the basket and into the edge of the woods there long.
Yeah, it was looking good from the tee, just a little high, and like you said, just carried just past it.
Connor giving it a half go, and so I'm from the edge of the woods back here trying to get a 2, and just cage out. And then HT for his 2.
That's a good putt right there.
Nice putt. Nick makes good on that one.
Sneaking another one in there.
Just over the top of the rim.
As long as they go in, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So this is another little fun hole. So didn't have the card on this one.
Yeah, I think it plays about 280-ish. You got an option to go up the middle, or it seems like everybody's taking a forehand around the outside.
The forehand line is the most open line. There's nothing out there except for that one big tree in the middle. But you do have to hug that tree pretty tight with something fairly overstable in order to get it back enough. So Connor's done just what you need to do, put it close to that tree on a hyzer and get it to come back. He actually ended up a little bit right. So I'm doing the exact same thing as everyone else is doing. I'm playing a metal flake felon here, just around the hyzer. That puts me inside 15 feet.
Oh,
Good bid from HT, trying to take his birdie there.
Yeah, I feel like this was one of the holes out here that you really want to get a 2 on. You know, it's wide open, no trouble really at all. And HT with the 3-putt going on.
Oh man, HT. So HT ended up taking a bogey on that hole after a fairly decent drive. Moving on to this one. This one plays about 315, I believe. It's nice and open. Nothing really here comes into play except for somehow that little tiny cluster of trees in the middle seems to grab every disc that's thrown down there.
It's one of the elusive disc golf magnets right there.
Yeah, so Connor's throwing a nice wide forehand hyzer out there. That's going to be hyzer back into the short grass, get him inside the green. HT's following the same line. Yikes!
Barely misses those trees.
Throws it in between those branches, it looks like. But it goes down there, it puts him on the green. Great shot.
Putt for a birdie. Oh.
That's 2 in a row, HT. Connor just cages out on that one.
There
All right,
it is.
got my birdie.
And a little tap in here for the birdie.
Nice drive.
Thanks.
Just tapping out these pars here and moving on to the next one. Man, this is the ones you like to have. So this hole plays pretty much dead straight. I'm taking a Thunderbird. Believe it's a 320, and I'm just trying to put it on a little hyzer and get it to a little skip back towards the basket.
Yeah, the basket sits on a slight mound here. Anything right, it'll take a big skip and go towards the brush over there. So as long as you keep it out left, you should have an easy putt.
Yeah, the mound's at ground level on the left side, but it does have about a 2-foot drop off, which doesn't sound like much, but any skip there is going to go long because the grass is very skippy up top there.
Really fast green.
Connor giving that a bid for his 2. HT should be cleaning this one up. See if he can convert. There we go. Got the stroke working again.
Solid putt. Make
Nick,
my 2 as well.
Cleaning up his 2. Let's see if I can clean this one up too. And no. The woes continue. But close enough, I should be able to clean up my 3 from there.
Yeah, the putter's not treating you very friendly on these first 2 holes.
No, it is not. So moving on to, what hole is this? Hole 11? So this is a par 4. Your tee shot's pretty much going to be a placement shot. You can put it about anywhere you want. You just don't want to be in the
right
bush.
where that disc is going, right.
Yeah, you don't want to be far right because that's just a briar patch over there of all dead briars. So as soon as you touch them, they just stick you and break off, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it's a wide open hole, but it's kind of tricky, like you said. You got the briars on the right, and then that little patch of trees and stuff in the middle.
That little cluster of trees is in the ideal landing zone for here, and I've hit that cluster of trees, but I managed to just scoot out the backside over there and get to where I have a lane.
Connor throwing a hyzer flip forehand right here and just doesn't get turned over quite enough.
Yeah, but he gets up there pretty good way, so he should be able to do something from there. HT for his approach shot with that pole pinching him, he could just put too much hyzer on it, and that's going to put him right back in those briars on the right hand side. But he's basket high.
Yeah, and I could barely see the top of the basket from over there, and just threw something out there hoping I'd get close.
So I'm pinched tight here, so I'm going thumber over the top with my metal flake felon again and put it right underneath the basket. I thought that one was going to go in for a second.
Yeah, it was a good looking shot right there.
That was Connor coming out of the briar patch. He throws a thumber as well and just does a nice little skip up there. Put him inside the circle.
HT for the long birdie look.
Just left a little bit short. That could be the inability to make a good move from that stance. Oh, great putt, Nick.
Yeah, that felt good to make that one from the
putter is
edge.
hot.
Yeah.
Connor hitting that one too.
That was a good little stretch of holes we had going there. This next hole's wide open. The basket sits up on a little mound with a brick wall in front of it. Key here is just get your drive down there around the corner a little bit and have a good look at it.
Yeah, the only thing you can do to make a mistake here is end up in the woods to the left, or if you go again, that briar patch is over there on the right hand side. So anything straight and far is exactly what you want to do.
HT absolutely crushes that one.
Puts a mash on it, but he does one of the things you don't want to do and turns it over, and he ends up in that briar patch over there at the right hand side.
Yeah, I was a little excited on this here upshot and threw it long into the bushes.
Try to give that an eagle look, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
So just nice little putter approach for my easy 3, take a little birdie. HT, even though we turned it over too much, he's still got a good approach. Right. He's just had to walk way through the briars to get there. Connor trying to get this a half bid. Just misses that one.
Yeah.
Solid run.
I had absolutely no window out here. It took me a bit to figure out what to do, and I just decided to lay out to the left and take a disappointing par.
Yeah, for a par 4, par feels absolutely terrible here. Par feels like a bogey. You should be taking a 3 on this hole just because it's just outside of reach, so you're basically jump putting for your birdie looks. Moving on to the next hole, hole 13, 280, plays fairly straight. We're playing to the long position here again. Nothing too complicated here. You're just gonna throw it straight, and the basket's slightly downhill.
Yeah, the only trouble here is going left.
Yeah, you don't want to go left.
Wide open on the right, you know, left is where the tree line is, and that's the only big danger on this hole. I've never seen a skip like that. I don't know what that was.
I don't know how you throw a nuke OS on a hyzer and get it to skip backwards, but Connor managed to do that and put it right underneath the basket. A lot of people are going forehand to hyzer here. I'm a forehand dominant player. I just didn't like the line with the trees to the left. I feel like the backhand has more room out in the field to work, but
yeah,
again,
I caught one of those overhanging branches on the left right there and just had to throw up and try to save a par.
So this is my look for birdie.
Again, another splash out.
Gosh. HT. Yeah, nice birdie. This is you out of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah, I was pretty happy to save a 3 there, and that was a tough hole. My knee actually started hurting on this hole pretty bad, so we'll see what happens.
This is one of my favorite holes in the course. It could use a little maintenance down towards the green, but it plays dead straight. You've got one tree in the middle, you throw in a forehand, you've got to dodge that tree and start turning, and the basket goes about a 45-degree angle back in there. So I'm throwing a verdict on a forehand hyzer, little flip up, turn it in
really
there.
Good.
That's turning right, the basket's right back in there, but once you get in there, there's still a lot of stuff in the way.
Yeah, I would say this is probably the least birdied hole on this course.
I think I would agree with that, just because it's so hard to get in there where you can have a good look. It's just a little approach shot back out of the woods. I think that was HT. Nick doing the same thing, just putting it up around the corner where he can get a putt.
Yeah, this is a hole you just want to get a 3 and get out of here.
This is my birdie putt, got my birdie, and I'm super pumped about that one.
That was the only birdie I saw this tournament.
That was Connor coming back. He actually put his drive down the gap too far. HT cleaning up his par. Connor cleaning up his par after putting his drive too far.
Yeah, cleaning up my par. On to the next hole.
So moving on to this one, it's 302 foot. What hole is this? I don't remember.
This is the downhill. It's a weird hole.
Yeah.
There's a few gaps you can take. From where it plays so far downhill, it's a tricky distance to nail. The disc, when it hits the ground, it's carrying a lot of speed.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. I threw that same verdict again, and I hit my line perfect. I was hoping I was going to hit those wood chips and it would settle a little bit, but it just took a big skip and just went back in the woods.
And I just yanked that one way right.
But the good thing about this one is you did end up back in the middle of the fairway there, so you should have a simple up and down from there. Again, this one, if you hit the fairway, you're easy par save, but left to right in those woods and you're in trouble.
Yeah, and this shot I just floated a little too much, and then once it starts going down that hill, it's hard to stop.
This is HT from In the Crap.
That was a really good shot out.
Great shot, HT. So this will be your par save?
Yeah, just left it short, uphill a little bit. And
it's me out of the woods. I had to throw an awkward little spin putt because I had no window, even though I had thrown a great drive and was close. Connor trying to put one in from there. So I believe we're just all going to be cleaning up our pars here. Nothing too exciting going on here.
3 pars and 1 bogey. It's probably about average for that hole right there. Not too many birdies happening.
Yeah, difficult little hole.
Then this hole right here, it's a short little hole, 200 feet. OB pond behind it, OB sand trap short. Should be an easy get. You just want to throw something out there, land it short of that pond, and hopefully you make your putt.
Not do what I just did. So
yeah.
I turned it over a little bit too much and just let it drift about 3 inches OB.
Yeah, it was looking really good. I thought I was going to catch the bank and check up. Connor right there showing you how it's done, putting it right there.
Just taking something overstable, putting it on a hyzer, putting it out wide left, just missing that tree and just letting it disc do what it does.
Yep, and not sure what I was doing here. Just decided to take a safari into the woods and see what was going on over there.
Yeah, you definitely pulled that one way far right, and it surprisingly made a lot of distance down towards the green. It just kept going through the woods and didn't hit anything solid.
Yeah, and from the drop zone right here, I thought you had that one.
I thought I had it too. I gave it a good bid. Putting it OB, I wasn't really worried about that because I'd already taken the OB stroke, so I figured what the heck, go for it. It just didn't quite work.
HT with the birdie right there.
That's a nice little birdie. That's a good one to get. And then me cleaning up my bogey after my OB drive.
Yeah, Connor absolutely nailed that hole.
Yeah.
And I took a bogey as well.
With no OB strokes.
Yeah.
All right, it's moving on. This one's a 210 foot.
Plays more like 250, 260 up the hill.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I take a putter, a little overstable putter, put it on a hyzer and just throw it at it and see what happens. Connor left that one a little too short, but he should have a putt from there. Again, this is not a hole where you're likely to get in much trouble as the fairway is really wide. It kind of pinches up down towards the basket, but ooh, that was quite a little roll away for HT.
Yeah, we thought it was going to roll back down the hill. He got lucky to stay up on top there. This shot looked really good out of your hand.
This is what I'm trying to do. Just throw that hyzer with the putter and just
buzzing the
that
tower. Throwing an EMAC Truth here, just trying to get it up there in front of the wall and just rolled it over a
a little
bit.
too much juice on that one. So this is your just pitching up where you can take your little par putt.
Yeah, there's no line over there, and with that scary green, you could get some rollaways, and
Definitely.
HT making a good birdie right there, and you coming back down. Good putt.
Taking my birdie, saving your par, and this is Connor for his par or his birdie. Hole 18, downhill. It's right at, I think it's 380.
Yeah, 380. But it plays pretty downhill, so quite a few lines you can take here. You'll see some of us going.
HT taking the big route up over the top of those trees and just trying to hyzer in back there. And
Yeah, you got to have a big boy arm to take that one.
that was a great shot from HT. He put that inside 15 feet. I'm trying to do the same thing, and I just got it super nose up and never had a chance out of my hands. But
Still worked out.
I'm back in the fairway, so for how badly I threw that shot, I'm not unhappy.
Not many twos here either, so a par is not a bad score here. And I got lucky on this one, turned it over just enough, and it went right over the basket into the long grass long.
That was a great shot.
Throwing a little upshot there, easy par.
Kind of trying to make that one count. Just missed that one.
Yep.
And this is you from the long grass.
Yeah, I was really wanting that one to finish off strong, but just left it short.
This is HT for his 2.
That was a really good 2 right there.
And a nice putt to clean it up. Connor tapping out, and then just tapping out the rest of these holes. So I want to thank y'all for watching, and remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.